New problems facing Ukraine at this minute, not just on the field of battle. As you likely already know, Kiev rallies are very hard, under US aid. It will thus be observing what is becoming. The shutdown quick-live showdown in the USA and discussions of Money Capitol Hill are very similar to anyone. Other concerns for Kiev: plans of Russia uptick in its military spending performs Moscow. It seeks that its war chest grow next year by nearly 70%. I want to include Fred, who is on the ground, PLEITGNESTABLISHED in Ukraine. When you converse with people, what do they do in this war? Speak to you about their wars advancing for what is fast getting this kind of assistance in the United States, and maybe all over Europe. Well, I believe they are quite good, knowing full well the aid fatigue, as you said, it is happening around the United States. Surely, we talked to some people asking senior commanders the regard. All we can do, I said, is really go on. Among other, soldiers on the front line have told us that if they direct you, look for countries that support Ukraine. Of course, first and foremost, as well as the United States, the European countries in general. It's also about a lot of pressure that is being implemented. As bloody to the Ukrainians, they are contributing. Furthermore, we've seen an increase in soldiers from Ukraine, number who have nearly perished due to a few of the injuries they continued with the battlefield, and we were successful. A converse with a soldier who lost Alam was about to die when Helen mine I was on, but returned to the field of combat. What we learned is here. It was a race against the clock. Danilo set foot on the mine in the land on a MISSIONFRAUD lines. The mine blew me, translator me brothers carrier me up in a way 7.5 minutes kilometers. I was given first aid and moved. Though they saved his life, damage was catastrophic. A leg was missing. It was overflown, all were broken, and one was hanging. But that DOES and hold. Danilo returned, hiding his faces, for security purposes only, but his story is outstanding. A healthier and traveling the whole way after the event to get an artificial one, go to Mexico. Limb, relearn how to walk, and know it's back on the battlefield. I can't just sit at home translating and watching what's going on. In the attacked country, every man must get up out of it. He should protect his home from the couch. I must do it, and I'm capable at it. He is participating in the major counts of the southern offensive, where, according to KYIV, its forces have been progressing increasingly. After that, right on the low sidelines trajectory, I'm in charge of grenade launcher and anti-tank units. Me and the booking commander select the adequate positions, targets, and operations under Plan B. Russian mining fields and a still being called by artillery. There are many casualties on the British side, and walk even share exactly. They acknowledge the numbers. The going is hard. We got this from Combat Medic's video, which depicts their trauma perform every day. Sometimes, Medic Vlad tells me, simply put, they can't save their comrades' lives or even their own because the wounds are too deep. The interpreter says, we had around 10 cases exceeding the limits completely amputated, and no saving is possible. It contrasted with the number of people in the room. BRIGADMUCH. But it is a horrible sacrifice. A cross burden that changes the life of Danilo, but he's adapted, lessons in movement, and fighting effectively, despite his limitations. On artificial LYN and MOBILITY. We lack a translator at this time. Choice. This war cannot be lost by us. Can't use this counteroffensive fail. This is not our right. A home is being defended by US. We have the choice of living or dying. Therefore, as you can see there, what he said at the end, back your death or their success for use as he plead, and one of the things you know we must clarify to our Raz people like Danilo, the viewers they don't appear too often on Thethis is a battlefield in Ukraine. In reality, we have collaborated with many units were what we were. Sow-athletes who lost a limb, who since then are back to the front lines, go back to battlefields. As per what they claim, they think they have no other option. As they fight, as choice they agreed with Ukraine's survival. There is no question they are, then, hearing the spaces they enter. The United States is humiliated, and with that agitation, authorities declare concerts are, like some of the questions number straight up to 8 in the United States is alarm. But whether or not they say what, they continue to seek assistance from the West, the United States and its allies will continue to do so, fight. As a result of their simple belief, they are left with no other options. It all boils down to who survives. About Ukraine, if you love the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.